Welcome to the Entrepreneur Show. This is your host, Michael Marra. I'm the CEO and founder of Entre, a social network for entrepreneurs, investors, and freelancers. On this show, we interview the top CEOs, venture capitalists, angel investors, and founders. Connect with me and thousands of other like-minded people by signing up for free at joinentre.com or download our mobile app on iOS and Android. All right, welcome to episode 0. This is Michael Marra. I'm the CEO and founder of Entre, and I'm super excited to share my story and really the inception of Entre and why and how I started this company. And, we'll get a glimpse at what we're doing now and what our plans are also for the future. So to give you a little backstory on myself, I grew up in Pittsburgh, which is where we're at right now in our office here. And I was always super, interested in math and science and stuff in school, and that led me on a kind of clear trajectory to get into engineering, which is what I was doing mostly in high school, and then I eventually went on to college at the University of Dayton in Ohio, where I studied civil engineering. And so that was the path that I chose originally. And the thought in the back of my head was always, I'm interested in business. I want to make lots of money. This is a great career path, and I know it's it will get me a very normal life and have a solid career. But I never really thought of starting a business or being an entrepreneur back then, although I was interested in stocks and investing and stuff. So went on to college, and at the time in high school and college, like most college kids and everything, I was just super focused on having fun, partying, chasing girls, all of that. And, that led to the first couple years of not doing that great in school and almost failing out and reassessing everything or switching majors, switching colleges. So I had to really get things straight and focus on classes and all of that. And everything ended up working out fine and ended up getting internships and all of that in engineering. And throughout college, I still was mostly just focused on having fun, meeting a lot of people. I was in a fraternity, I joined a couple clubs. So that I really valued the social aspect of it just as probably even more than the academic side of it. So that led me to getting, even though my grades were in the bottom 10% of my engineering class, it gave me, I ended up getting a job in the top percent, just because of the social aspect of business and being able to actually talk to people, which not a lot of engineering kids could do. So it ended up working out, and I ended up getting a job back here in Pittsburgh with an engineering firm, and everything was set up perfectly, or at least like that was the perception. As I started working, I just kept getting this feeling that I wasn't really being creative. I wasn't innovating. I was not really living up to my full potential. And I was watching this documentary before I graduated called Finding Joe about Joseph Campbell and his philosophy and everything. And it really made me think about what is, my bliss. And he talks a lot about the hero's journey and how it relates to a lot of stories and religions and mythologies and everything. And it just got me thinking a lot about what I really wanted to do. And as an engineer, you are building and designing things, but you're doing it within kind of this bubble with these constraints, with managers and clients and all sorts of things. So there's not too much creativity. And that's what really led me to, entrepreneurship. And the first things that I got into was investing in stocks and in real estate. And I ended up leaving my job after 6 months just because I couldn't really stand it. And I wasn't waking up excited, and I was just kind of going through the motions of life. So as I left my job, which I really don't recommend for most people if you don't have any extra income coming in. I left my job, didn't have anything coming in. I was just like, oh, I'll figure it out, and I'll, you know, be making a ton of money soon and whatever else. And it was tricky. And it was difficult when my friends and family didn't necessarily support it, but they weren't like against it. It was more of, oh, he's doing something different now. And as soon as you make the mindset switch to being a creator, and an entrepreneur, most of you who are entrepreneurs know what I'm talking about. The mindset and lifestyle is very different. It's actually very hard to have conversations with your friends and family who aren't entrepreneurs, because you're interested in very different things, and it's almost like you're speaking a different language. So I started having this desire to meet other like-minded people and other entrepreneurs. So I would just hit people up on Instagram and all sorts of social media platforms and just have conversations and network. And what I found was a lot of people were looking for the same thing. They were so eager to have a conversation with me just because I was an entrepreneur or wanted to be. So I ended up starting what is the precursor to Entre, which was Millennial Entrepreneur Group. And it was just a Facebook group, and I would just find people on Instagram and other platforms and invite them, and basically everyone was, for it. There was very few people that didn't want to network with other like-minded people and other entrepreneurs. So it was something that I knew was important for me, but also other people. And that was a very important thing that I'll come back to in a minute, because I ended up kind of putting that on the back burner as I got more involved with investing and eventually real estate. So in 2016, I moved down to Miami to with one of my mentors to start a real estate company. We were doing Airbnb rentals, wholesaling, foreclosure auctions, all sorts of distressed real estate stuff. And it was great because I really wanted to learn all about it, and I did, and I got to experience a lot of that. But the real estate industry is, there are parts of it that are innovative, but a lot of traditional real estate is very cut and dry. And I also just wanted to really do something that I was passionate about. And I got the same feeling that I had when I was in engineering as I did when I was in real estate, where, this is cool, and I'm glad I learned this because it's problem solving, it's learning about investing in money and whatnot, both engineering and real estate. But it was something that I knew I needed to do something for myself, on my own, and something that was going to make a massive impact and be innovative, and I could really express my creativity with it. And I thought back to this community of entrepreneurs, and when I really looked at the numbers, how many people, well over 500 million worldwide, that are entrepreneurs, and that's going to be growing a lot, with freelancers and all sorts of things and startups. There's a massive market opportunity here, and it was something that I knew I needed to act quickly on, and it was right in line with what I wanted to do. My passions, everything was lined up, and it made a ton of sense. It was something where I kind of already proved the concept out just by meeting other people, and I moved back to Pittsburgh to start Millennial Entrepreneur Group, which was the precursor to Entre in 2017. So started building out this membership site and this online community for entrepreneurs. And at the time, it was mostly millennials, but we had other people who wanted to join. And it was never about, being a millennial or not a millennial. It was more about just being an entrepreneur. So I started doing events because I just wanted to meet other people in Pittsburgh. And, like the first event, there was, probably like 15 people, and it was at a conference room in one of the co-working spaces here in Pittsburgh. And, everyone there, and a couple of the people I still communicate with to this day, and one of them's one of our sponsors. And it's pretty crazy thinking back to it now. But I started doing more events, got introduced to a lot of co-working spaces here, one of them which I'm in right now, and they introduced us to other people in other cities, which led me to New York. So New York, everything changed. I met a lot of our partners. We started doing events at a ton of different co-working spaces there. Ended up getting introduced to Microsoft, and we were holding 2 events a month there. We got introduced to WeWork, all the different co-working spaces. They introduced us to other cities. We ended up doing over 200 events the last couple of years across 12 different cities and building out this community. In the background, and right now we're August 2020. So in the background over the last 2 years, we've been building out our tech, the app, mobile and web app, and really building like this future of work social network, right, for the next generation of business. We want this to be something where anyone who's interested in entrepreneurship, freelancing, doing anything on their own, being independent, controlling their own destiny, whatever it is that you're trying to do, whether it's a small business or online business or whatever, startup, we want this to be a place where you can come into a community, you can get all the basic resources that you need, you can find all the people that you need to find, you can ask questions, get feedback, you can launch your product, you can hire people, everything that you need. And we just really dove into it, and we started really understanding what entrepreneurs want, their pain points, and going through it ourselves as well. We were building a platform for what we wanted as well. So that now is out, and we've gotten our first couple thousand users on it, and now we're doing our more public launch here in a couple weeks, which we're super excited about, and everything is coming together. Obviously, right now we're in a crazy period of time, which is this, coronavirus pandemic, and it's really put a lot of things in perspective. But what we're doing now is even more important than ever. Building out this network for the future of work, flexible work, remote work, being able to do an online business. This is what this is built for. So we're really excited to get this out there and help a lot of people and bring everyone together during these times. So all of our events are now virtual. We really value the human connection, so we definitely want to get back to in-person events at some point in time. But we'll we don't want to rush that or put anyone in a situation that they're vulnerable with everything going on. So we're full on virtual and digital, and we're focused on connecting people virtually right now and helping as many people as we can during these times start businesses, grow their business, get connected to like-minded people. And there's a lot of things that we want to do with this platform, from not just the network, but education, software, many different things. And we'll be able to help many companies also grow with us. So we're really excited about this, and if this resonates with you, obviously I've gone through a lot of ups and downs over my journey as an entrepreneur. Many people do. Founder mental health is a serious thing. A lot of people go through burnouts, myself included. There's a lot of times where you have terrible news and great news and terrible news. So there's so many ups and downs, and having a community to talk to and be there for you is really critical. And that's a big part of what we're doing, is being this supportive platform where everyone can come together. We want to make entrepreneurship more accessible to anyone, anywhere, for free, and give all the basic resources that you need. And then we do have our Entre Pro, which gets you all these crazy deals and discounts with our partners, get you free tickets to all of our events, and a ton of other stuff for that almost anyone can afford as well, with the subscription. So we're dedicated to helping entrepreneurs, which is why we rebranded last year to Entre. So it's in our name, it's in our brand, and it's in our DNA. So we want to be there for everyone. We want people to be able to reach out to us, know who we are, know our team, everything. And if there's anything that we can do to help you, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always on the app. You can message me on there, and you can sign up for free. Joinentre.com. Feel free to connect with us on there, connect with us at the events. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it on the podcast, share this if this resonates with you, or if you know anyone who should hear this story or should be a part of our community, please help us get this message out there and help us grow this community together. So thanks for listening and watching, and hopefully see you on Entre soon.
Boom.